Hello, everybody. Again, I don't know if my um, microphone is working. So, y'all are going to have to let me know, or else I'm just talking out into the void. I think it's working, though. I think I figured out how to actually test it at this point. Um, let's see who all is here, and then I'll talk about what I'm reading. Hi, Amy. Picking up Chewies for dinner, and hopefully we'll get some reading in later. I hope you do. Um, I've had Chewies once because we don't have it here in Mississippi. But what are you getting? Hi, Amber. Hi, Wendy. Amber and Wendy, what are you guys reading tonight? Oh, the Off Limits Roll. I have not read that series by Sarah Adams, but the books by Sarah Adams that I have read, I really like. Reading Half a Soul, I read that last month and I really, really liked it. It was so charming and very like Bridgerton and spring. So that's perfect to be reading right now. Reading The Magic of Lemon Drop Pie and watching the hockey game. Tara, I saw that you were posting about hockey the other night, and we do not have a hockey team in Mississippi. We used to. We used to have the Jackson Bandits, but we haven't had that in a while, so I don't really get excited over it anymore. But I'm so happy that you are like in your hockey zone right now. Hi, Keisha. Last 60 pages of The Kiss of Deception. I'm loving it. I've heard really, really good things about that series. Hey, Rachel. Gonna be finishing Ready or Not and then hopefully starting Funny Story. Thank you for doing the sprints tonight. It's always so fun. I'm just like in a sprinting mood right now. I get so much more read when I'm sprinting. And so I'm just happy to have you guys to hang out with tonight. I haven't read Ready or Not. I've heard mostly good things about it and a couple people that haven't liked it, but it just sounds really, really cute. Hey, Natalie. I'll be starting off with Ember in the Island of Lost Creatures. Is it two books, Ember and the Island of Lost Creatures, or is it Ember and the Island of Lost Creatures? That sounds really, really cute. Hey, Kimberly. So excited to see you're doing sprints tonight. I'm 86% into Heartless Hunter and hoping to finish tonight. I hope you love it. Wendy, you finally got some brownies. I am so excited for you. I went to McAllister's tonight and they have this new thing where it's like an $8 trio and you get a teeny tiny little chocolate chip cookie. So I had a chocolate chip cookie tonight. Okay, Amber, you're also reading Half a Soul. Hi, Lily. I don't think I've seen you hanging out on my channel before, so it's nice to have you here. Reading The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. That is a fast read. I hope you enjoy it. Hey, Sarah. Finishing up Half a Soul, about 60-ish pages left. Oh, you were like in the thick of it right now. Really liking it. Glad you're loving that one, Keisha. Need to get to it soon. Hey, Laura. Oh, reading Murder Road. I hope you enjoy that one. I liked it a lot. Hello, Brittany. What you reading tonight? Hi, Sammy. I just saw that you subscribed to my channel, so welcome. Glad that you found us. And what are you reading tonight? I definitely thought that you said something else at the beginning. Big as your face burrito. Okay. I love a burrito. Just finished Murder Road and starting The Familiar. So I am reading just for the summer on sprints tonight, but I'm also listening to The Familiar. And I'm having like an up and down experience with that one. I think I like it. But also it's like really, really historical. So I'm having to like make sure that I'm in the mood for that. Yeah, Amber, let us know if you're liking it. Reading Anne of Avonlea. Never read it as a girl. Nice to see you with reading sprints tonight. Lisa, I had a teacher in high school who loved the Anne of Green Gables. Love the Anne of Green Gables stories. Like her house here in Mississippi, she named kind of reminiscent of Anne of Green Gables, and all of her stuff was green. And she really inspired me to love all of the Anne of Green Gables and Anne of Avonlea stories. So I'm really happy for you. They're just like so sweet and definitely perfect reads for spring. Hi, Hannah. I thought that's what that book was in your Instagram story. You're gonna have to let us know how you like it because I know it is a heavy series, but the people who love it love it. Hi, Yvette. Doing productivity sprints for now. Excited to hang out though. I feel that. I feel like that's what I end up doing most of the time when I hang out on other people's sprints, is just like getting stuff done. Yes. Oops. Oh, see, I knew that you were gonna have so many people excited that you were reading that, Tara. I didn't like Lee Bardugo's young adult book, so I'm hoping I like this. Yeah, I skipped out on the entire Grishaverse and started with Ninth House and Hellbent with Lee Bardugo, and that was a really good place to start. And I kind of had the same experience with those books where like I did not feel invested at the beginning, mostly because I was hecka confused in Ninth House. But once I like got my footing, I felt a lot better about it. So I'm really hoping that happens with the familiar too. I'm 19 chapters in right now, so still a little bit like, what are we doing here? But also, I really like the main character. Hello, Jules. See, more people just hyping you up, Hannah. Anne of Green Gables. Oh, it's your favorite book of all time. Wow. Reading The Women, and it's literally wrecking me, but it's so dang good. You are reading that for an in person book club, right? I have only read one Kristen Hanna book, and it was The Nightingale, and it definitely absolutely broke me for sure. Have about 40 pages left, and I need to finish this now. Well, what a great opportunity for you to finish it. Let me know if I need to read it. Okay, only 6 chapters into Half a Soul. I watched all of the Anne of Green Gables movies growing up. I love them so much. I actually told this story the other day because one of my friend's sons is about to have his wisdom teeth surgery. And I have like the most vivid memories of getting my wisdom teeth out. I was 14, which I think is really young to get your wisdom teeth out. But my grandfather used to be like a dental professor. And so we worked it out to where one of his students basically did it for free for me. So I had to drive to Georgia and I got my wisdom teeth taken out and I got to stay in my grandparents' big four-poster bed. And the only thing I remember from like my healing experience was just watching all of the Megan Follows Anne of Green Gables stories while my grandmother brought me milkshakes. And that was amazing. Haven't been able to read the books yet, though. You definitely should. There's also like the most lovely graphic novel for Anne of Green Gables. Yes. I think she called it Gray Gables, but she just like so passionate. She goes to Prince Edward Island like for her dream vacations all the time, and it's just really sweet. In person book club is tomorrow. That's going to be a great discussion. Anne is like Pippi Longstocking for adults for sure. Yes, Hannah, we are so happy that you're here tonight. I think everyone needs to read this. Oh, I can't wait to watch your blog for it. Such a heartwarming experience. Anne of Green Gables movies are everything. I know like some people don't love Anne with an E, but I love the whole vibe of that show too. But Megan Follows, I think, is like the top tier Anne of Green Gables, kind of like how I think Winona Ryder is the top tier Joe March. Yes, Pippi Longstocking. I went to Prince Edward Island as a kid and lived out my Anne dreams. I would love to see it. It looks beautiful. Yes, we're excited to see your vlog. Hi, Linda. Watched a couple of videos before I started reading, and I'm doing sprints again. Yay. Well, I started just for the summer last night, and I forget what page I'm on. I made it a pretty good chunk of the way into the book, um, exactly 150 pages in. And I could finish this today. It's reading really fast, and this is like a band-aid for my heart, especially the stuff about like toxic parents and things in here. Um, and I don't know like if any of y'all saw my Instagram stories, but I started annotating it and annotating ended up more like keeping a journal as I read. Like I'm just kind of like journaling as I go and I'm having a really good time. And I'm just going to be like upfront. Y'all legitimately might see me crying on sprints tonight. So just a warning, I took off all my makeup. So if I do cry, we won't have the mascara tears. I haven't read Anne of Green Gables or watched anything. Maybe I read it as a kid and don't remember. I definitely think it's worth a reread as an adult. I think you get to grow up with Anne, and so seeing like how her childhood shaped her adulthood is really wholesome. Also, Gilbert Blythe. I mean, I just realized you didn't turn on notifications for your channel. I thought I did. I scare myself sometimes. I have that issue sometimes too. I'm glad you're reading Just for the Summer. It was a 6 star for me. There's so many relatable things, lots of mental health things I relate to with parents. Yes, 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 yes. Just got back from running errands, reading My Lucky Charm by Courtney Walsh. That is on my TBR for March of next year. Definitely. So glad to be back in one of her books. She's also like the cutest person on Instagram. I didn't put on mascara today knowing I was going to bawl. I came home. Well, I didn't come home. I'll share this story and then we can start reading, I promise. But my car doesn't have air conditioner and hasn't for 2 years because I don't know, like that's just a really big purchase and I've been able to get by without it. But I decided I wanted to go get curbside pickup from McAllister's. And it was really hot and I wore a sweatshirt to school because my classroom is cold. And I was just like dying in the heat waiting for them to bring my food. And then I think they forgot about me. So I was in the car like extra long. And anyway, when I got home from sitting in the car sweating, I decided to take a shower. So we are like ready for bed. The women will make you cry too. I don't think Kristen Hanna can write a book that doesn't make people cry. TBH. I'm reading When the Moon Hatched. Oh, that makes my day. That's like my favorite book of the year so far. I had started it, but put it down when some library loans came through. It's definitely one that I think that you can like put down and pick up and put down and pick up, but it is so good. What's your summer book about? Okay, so this book, I just dropped the dust cover. This is about our two main characters, Justin and Emma. And Justin thinks that he has this curse where, like, every girl he dates, when they break up, they go on to find their soulmate. And he posted about it online. And Emma found the post, and it turns out that she has the same problem. So they agree to, like, I don't even want to say fake date because they have to take it seriously for it to work, but they agree to date each other so they can cancel each other's curse out so that the next person they meet will be like their soulmate and they'll fall in love forever. But Abby Jimenez, like you hear the premises of her books and they sound like cheesy, fluffy rom-coms, but really like there is so much depth and so much more to it. She is like an expert at writing mental health and writing about being people above just like a silly fluffy romance. So her books are like I said earlier, like a band-aid for my heart. I love it so much. Oh, I love Agatha Christie. I'm really happy to hear that. Agatha Christie is an author I grew up on and continue to go back to. Had a hard time putting When the Moon Hatched down, but I was only about 60 pages or so in. I'm happy to get back to it. And that's like the like world building tough part to read. Everything from there on out is like easy going. Have When the Moon Hatched downloaded from KU, pre-ordered because apparently it's going to be a very pretty edition. Sarah, did you get the Waterstones or the just like normal American book? Both of them are really pretty, and I have the indie copy, but I kind of want to buy the traditionally published one because it's got like a beautiful, almost holographic cover. It's so pretty, but I'm like, I already own the book. And I'm not like a stickler for all of my editions having to match or anything. I just don't have the money and the patience to do that. But also, it's really pretty. Hello, reading Crave Me by M. Robinson. I have not heard of that one. I hope you're really enjoying it. Partly because you talk so highly about that book. Like, I will rave about that book. It is so good. It is so good. Bless you for doing this on a school night. It's fading fast. Look, y'all, it is my Friday Eve. and we are in test prep, and I needed something to take my mind off of state tests. So y'all get to hang out with me so that I don't hyperfixate on my students' success. Although we're not state testing this week, I'm just like in state testing prep. So all we have been doing is test review, and they're bored and I'm bored, and I need some fun in my life, and my fun is reading. Feel you with no AC in your car. I lived without AC for almost 4 years. And like my car isn't even that old. It just decided it was going to stop working one day. And I did take it to the dealership one time and they gave me a quote for like $800 and I can't afford that. Um I've watched some of the classics, but also I've watched all of the Kenneth Branagh ones except for A Murder in Venice, which I am planning on watching. I just didn't get around to it this year. I do like him as Poirot, although he's not what I envision in my head because the books very specifically say he has like an egghead and Kenneth Branagh doesn't, but he does a pretty good interpretation. Yeah, it is so pretty. Yes, you need to check out the Just for the Summer and the Women. Jules is convincing us all. Just the regular US one, the Waterstone sold out several times. Literally, like the US one is beautiful. It looks like a special edition and it's just the normal traditionally published one. Barnes and Noble sale. I'll probably do that at some point if they have another sale. I did not read The Winter Garden. The only one that I have read is The Nightingale. I wish you hadn't said that. Now I'm going to get the other edition. They're pretty. Y'all can see. Sorry, my feet are on my cords. It's like y'all shouldn't be able to see my TV cords. Highly recommend M. Robinson. I am going to write that down. All right. I'll check that out later. Hello, Elle. Back into Heartless Center. They say sprayed edges, and it's hard for me not to want to buy it. I feel that. Oh, y'all are finished with testing. Hannah, you're first or second grade, right? I know that you're like the younger ones. All the love coming your way this week. So our state testing is actually spread out over 2 weeks. Um, our part one and part two of English is the beginning of next week. Eighth grade science is the end of next week, and then math is the week after that. So it is like a very long, spread out process. Yes, thank you for recommending. Hi, Susan. Looking forward to exploring it. Love the women. Tissues definitely needed. Well, guys, I'm so happy that there's so many people here tonight. I feel like we normally have like 12 to 15 people, but looking up there, we've got 34 people reading with us tonight, which is super exciting. It is 6:48. Why don't we read to the 30-minute mark for this first sprint? And I will meet you back here and we can chit chat all about what we read and how much we cried. Hello, everybody. How did reading go that time for everybody? Sorry, my lighting is getting super weird. I have to set my ring light up because I don't have good overhead lighting in here. And there's just not like a super good way to set it up. So we're just going to glow from the side today. I know there was a big old conversation happening early in that sprint. So let me see where we left off. Okay, so everybody was talking about what book we were talking about. It was the When the Moon Hatched book. Hey, honey, my cat is crying. Um, yes, the Waterstones version is beautiful. It came out the indie version, but it's now going to be traditionally published, which it 100% deserves. Yep, exactly. And the editions are going to be pretty. Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Everybody needs this book. Hello, Grace Ann. Guys, when I first started YouTube, Grace Ann was like the first person I really was watching that was also starting a channel. So y'all need to go check her out. Hello, Betsy. Crown of Midnight. Is this your first time reading Throne of Glass? Because it's a good one. If y'all are wondering what is going on, I have to wear my Snuggie when I read, and I just feel like a big blue, like a a bon a abominable snow. No, that's not right. I feel like a blue Yeti. Abominable? Why can I not think of that word? I'm knitting and trying to decide what I want to read, fantasy or literary fiction. Pretty sure most of the people in the comments here would say fantasy. I would say fantasy, although I love a good lit fic. Gracie I saw your knitting page for the first time today, and your sweaters are so pretty. See, I knew it. Fantasy. Starting Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I have not read. Well, that's not true. I read the first book in all the Shadowhunter stuff because my roommate said I needed to read it, but then I never read anything else by Cassandra Clare. But I really want to read Swordcatcher. Read 25 pages of My Lucky Charm and a Mario book. Oh, page 82 of Half a Soul. Oh, you finished Ready or Not, and it was super cute. That might be one I need to add to my TBR. Yvette, I'm glad you were productive, hoping to finish work in the next 30 minutes. I hate that you're working right now. Updated my vlog and I have 12 pages left. Still over here bawling. Well, you got 12 pages to either break you more or put a smile on your face or both. 30 pages into the familiar took a bit to get used to the prose. Yeah. I'm primarily listening to that on Everand, and I really like the narrator. So that is helping me a lot with my read of that book. All right, Binding 13 update, everybody. 29 pages in, and my only thought is, what have I done? I am absolutely in love already. Okay, is that series set around high school or like university age? Because that is the one thing that's like putting me off from starting it is I have a lot of trouble with books where like I feel like I have outgrown the age bracket, at least in like contemporary books. I can do it in fantasy, but like I read Icebreaker and I felt so disconnected from everything about the characters because I'm just not in that age bracket anymore. And like also like the partying and stuff, like that was never me in college. And so I was like, I don't identify with these people at all. Okay, sprint that time. 26 pages read and just getting into the story. Laura, I know you told us what you were reading up there. I'll have to go check it out in a second. Hello, starting Abby Jimenez journey with Part of Your World. Very exciting times here. That is very exciting times. I have loved this entire like series of Part of Your World, yours truly, and now just for the summer. So good. And pay attention because there's characters in that book that are in both of the following books. Um, I hope you love it. I hope you love it. Have you started it yet? It starts on an interesting note. Oh, Betsy, you are in for a wild ride. I'm so excited for you. 30 pages for Wendy. We have another vote for fantasy. Working on a tank top right now. That's perfect. I have never crocheted a wearable other than like a hat and a scarf. Hello, I'm coaching track. And this is the first time I've actually been home to hop on anyone's sprints. Oh, yeah, it's like peak track season right now. I haven't read a single book in April. I need out of the slump and some downtime. Well, what are you thinking of picking up? And like, you have my heart because high school, I was a cross country and track girl. I was the only girl on my team that wanted to run the 3,200 because I love distance running. And that was like my jam. Made it through a chapter and took the dogs out. I hope you're having nice weather where you are. It's pretty nice in Mississippi right now. We're like in the high 70s, low 80s already. So I think it's going to be a hot summer. Hello, I found your channel recently and I'm loving all your book reviews. Oh, thank you. I'm reading Dragon Fruit tonight. I'm starting that one next month. So let us know how you're liking it. I'm reading A Man Called Ova tonight. That is one of my favorite books of all time. That is one of my favorite books of all time. I read the book, immediately put the book down, and watched the Tom Hanks movie. Ah, it's so good. I'm so excited for you. Yeah, Elizabeth, let us know how you're liking Dragon Fruit. So intrigued by it, thinking of adding it onto my next Book of the Month box. For sure. There is a fruit bat on the back, and he is so cute of the cover. Where do you get your headbands? I have some that are twisted, but they're not that cute. Um, I get my headbands from a company called the Happy Headband Co. If I remember after sprints, I'll leave a link to them in the description box. But they are really, really good quality. And um, the twist is like really nice and sewn in. So you can wear them this way or you can wear them so that this is in the back. But they're really comfortable. And I have really, really thick hair and they hold my hair back. I just read Part of Your World last week. Was my first Abby Jimenez book. I loved it. That was also my first Abby Jimenez book. I'm going to go back eventually and read her first series, but I'm really happy I started with Part of Your World. They're high schoolers in the Binding 13 series, but I think at least two of the books followed a college age character. Maybe one day for me. It's in the 40s and 50s in Virginia still. Holy moly. I believe it's high school, but the school is called Tommen College. It's Irish. So I'm not 100%. It's definitely school age. I'm not sure if you would vibe with it. Yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, I think in other countries, like my high school took a trip to London for my senior year. It was something that we raised money for years and years and years. So it was a very special trip. But we went and we had lunch with it was super random. Like none of us knew anybody at Eton College, but somehow we went and ate with the boys at Eton College, which is like a boarding school, high school. It's where Prince William and Harry went to school. And we had Cadbury chocolate with the boys there. I don't know, but I'll never forget it. 50 pages in, and I really like it so far. I almost picked up just for the summer first. I didn't realize it was part of a series. Glad I'm reading the first one. You definitely could read these books as like their own book and it not affect the enjoyment at all, but it's kind of just like little Easter eggs sprinkled throughout. I was cross country and track too, but I hated long distance. I only did cross country to keep in shape for track, 400 meters, and all the relay sprints for my races. Love those days. Yeah, I look back on my track experience with a lot of fondness. I loved it. Um, COVID definitely like affected my running and I haven't really gotten back into it, but I ran a half marathon in 2020 and eventually I'm going to work back up to getting there again, but I have sadly gotten out of shape from that. But my dad has been running, running, running like a crazy person. He's trying to run a race in every state. And my goal is to I don't even wanna be able to, like, run super fast or, like, beat any of my own records or anything, but I would like to train to the point where when he goes to, like, Hawaii and Alaska and California and some other really beautiful places that I could tag along, and even if I don't do a half marathon, do, like, a 10K with him because, first of all, I wanna spend time with my dad, and second of all, like, what a cool experience to use that for traveling. So I still love long distance running, I just gotta get back into it. Hey, hey, Laura. I was grateful for the 3,200 because it was always a long break before the 4 by 400. I just like I had time to strategize my run with the 3,200. The 1,600 was the shortest race I ran, so I was definitely the long distance girly. Ugh, I hate that for y'all. 90s in Arizona now. Only come if you have air conditioner in your car. I don't. I don't. Yeah, that's my issue too, Abra. First two Boys of Tommen books, the two main characters are 15, 16, and 17, 18. I also feel like as a middle school teacher, like reading books from the point of view of like kids that are close to the kids I teach, and like some of my middle schoolers are 15, that would just be like hard for me to do. I threw javelin in college, so I love the throws. So glad I'm able to coach now, but it's taking over my dang life. My husband understands because teaching and coaching is no joke. That is kind of how I feel when I'm helping out with the theater performances. Like, I have no personal time at all. And I'm not even like in charge of the performances. I'm usually just stage managing or doing something else backstage. So I can't imagine like having to coordinate and be in charge on top of all the other commitments with like being there. Finish dinner and now to write and then read. I love hearing your writing progress and updates, Amy. Did you say what you were reading? I don't remember if you did or if you just told us about Chewies. That's a really cool running goal. I would be terrified to see what my times are now. Yeah, my time at my only half marathon was not the best time, but I only had 2 goals. I ran the Louisiana marathon or the Louisiana half marathon. I did not run a full marathon. I will never run a full marathon. Um, but my goals were I didn't wanna walk at all, and I wanted to finish, and I did both of those things. I ran and jogged the whole time, and I finished, and, that I don't know if you can see, that's my medal from my half marathon. In Pennsylvania, we're going down to 34 tonight with frost, and in a few days, we'll be in the 80s. That is like Mississippi sometimes, and then we all end up sick, so I hope it's not like that for y'all. I think our, like, high humidity also plays into that. Um, I, that sprint, read 32 pages, so we're, like, essentially halfway, and I read a pretty happy stretch right there. Um There wasn't really anything that made me cry, which was good. But Wendy shared a quote with us last week on Marco Polo, and I think if I hadn't heard that quote first, it would have made me cry. Um, it's so funny too, because like these characters are adults in their late 20s, but their love feels like sweet, wholesome, innocent, like high school love in a way. It's just like really, really sweet. And I'm trying not to say that in a way that makes it sound like cheesy or like naive or innocent, but of all of like Abby's love stories, this one just feels the most like sweet and innocent and it's like really making my heart flutter. They just their crushes on each other are so cute. Oh yeah, that's right. You're reading Sky Blue. Signed up for a rock and roll half marathon in Vegas 2025. I hear the rock and rolls are really, really fun. In Vegas, that's a fun place to do it. While being attacked by pollen, we are being hit on all sides. Well, may the odds be ever in your favor, for sure. All right, I think that is the end of the current comments. And I know that I am itching to get back into this book. And if we want to do another 45-minute sprint, that puts us exactly at stopping at the 30-minute mark. So let's get ready to do that and we'll read until the 30 again. I'm having so much fun tonight, guys. Thank you all for being here. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. How did everybody's reading go? I read almost 40 pages that sprint. This reads so fast. We're still in like big happy times right now. Definitely like in the middle of the second act where everything is just wonderful and it still feels like sweet high school love, but like with grown-ups, which I mean, what adult doesn't want to be like have butterflies in their stomach the way they did when they like first fell in love as teenagers or whatever. So it's really sweet. I'm loving it. I feel so giddy about it. It's going down to the low 30s in Michigan. Have my bedroom window open. Yikes. I really should get up and close it because I'm getting cold. Yep. Linda agrees. I'm so glad that you're enjoying sprints. Hi, Danny. I'm reading Fling on page 52. I don't know this book. I'm looking this book up. Is it by Joseph Murray? Because that cover is really cute. I think that's probably the book that you're reading. Looks like there's lots of text messages. That's cute. Hi, hi, Lena. On my way home from teaching dance, have 20 minutes left of Kill for Me, Kill for You. I did not get that one in Book of the Month, but now I see a lot of people talking about it. So I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, how are you liking it? If it's good, I might pick it up. Read another 35 pages. I think Courtney's reading My Lucky Charm, fourth of the way through, and just started this afternoon. So you are flying through it, Courtney. Didn't read again. Decided to shower and edit a video. Look, shower is never a bad idea. I read 43 pages. I'm flying through this. I forgot what you were reading. You told me earlier. Hold on. Oh, is it a man called Ova? Uva? I think that's what you were reading. I love that book so, so, so much. I just finished work. Please tell me one more sprint. Yeah, I'm going to be sprinting again. I totally understand if it's getting late for anybody and they need to call it a night, but I can't put this book down, so I'm gonna go for one more. I read 12 pages, played fetch a bit with my dog, and caught up on Marco Polo. The Marco Polo be poppin'. Working on the devotional I'm writing with a friend. Took me the whole sprint to write and rewrite a paragraph. Do you ever feel like you're in college writing a paper? Sometimes. I mean, I know you love to write, but like sometimes it probably feels like you just can't get it right. Okay, Jules finished The Women, and now she's just going to sit in her thoughts. It was so good. Top book of the year for you so far. Wow. Now I'm looking through pics to see what I can find for the vlog. I'm so happy that you loved it so much, Julie. I'm back to the part of When the Moon Hatched when I stopped. How did I ever put this book down? It's just like such a fantastical, unique experience. I've never read a book like that book before, and I read a lot of fantasy. On chapter 10 of Half a Soul, still enjoying it. Yay, more sprints. 185 messages behind on Marco Polo. I'm just going to admit that sometimes when there's too many messages, I just watch like the last 5 and jump into the conversation because as much of a completionist as I am, if I want to have time to read and like do life, I gotta catch up in my own way. You got it, girl. Another 39 pages of The Secret of the Chimneys by Agatha Christie. Read that sprint. Is that a Poirot or a Marple, or is that just one of her standalones? Because I don't think I've read that one. And I've read almost all of the Poirot novels, but I could be missing it, or it could be one of the ones that's got multiple titles, or I just could have looked over that one. Yay, more sprinting. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Guys, I'm so excited for my summer break that's coming up in like 3 weeks because um, I'll do night sprints, but for anybody that is at home during the day, I usually do once a week afternoon sprints during summer break. So if you're home, look forward to that. I still, maybe you're still sprinting. Yes, sometimes I cannot get it right. So a couple summers ago, I did try and start a middle grade novel. I was trying to write a book that I thought like my middle schoolers would want to read. Um, but I'm not a perfectionist about everything. Y'all can see my house is like or my apartment is cute, but like it's also cluttery. Um, but when I write, I nitpick my writing so bad that like I can't get past a chapter because I just want to keep going back and like re-editing it and re-editing it. And I have not picked up that project since then, but read a couple chapters, but also watching basketball with my 17-year-old son. I did not realize you had a 17-year-old son. That's cool. That says a lot because I do not like historical fiction. Maybe you thought you didn't like historical fiction, but this book opened up your eyes to a whole new world. That's what it sounds like anyway. Julie, if you liked this one, like The Nightingale is, I would say, probably like her most lauded book. And I really, really liked it. I sobbed my eyes out, but it was such a good story. I heard they're making a movie of it with the Fanning sisters, but I haven't heard much about it since like it was announced. Hoping I can finish it tonight or close at least. I'm in Western Canada, so it's only 6:30 here. Wow, I think you're the first person that at least has like interacted with me on sprints or in the comments that's from Canada. So that's really cool. Elizabeth loved the women. So excited for your summer sprints. Me too, Amy. And I shared this with people last year during my summer sprints, but like I live alone and I love the fact that I'm a teacher and that means I get a summer break, but also like all of the people who are closest to me have jobs. And so I do start to get like a little lonely and a little bit of cabin fever during the summer. So sprints are like a great way for me to still feel connected and like I'm still part of community and fellowship and everything while I'm still getting to do my favorite hobby. So I love my summer sprints and they're also really good for my mental health. So I hope I'll see some of y'all there for sure. So far, I think it's a standalone. Okay, okay. No mention of Perot or Marple, and I'm on chapter 10. Yeah, it sounds like it's a standalone, and that might be why I haven't heard it because I just love Perot and Marple so much. So it's not that I ever mean to, but her standalones usually get put on the back burner for me, aside from like, and then there were none, which I know is like a really common thing to say, but for sure my favorite. I got to play Vera Claythorne in an adaptation of that, and that was like the highlight of my acting career. Monday or Wednesday sprints, I'm always working from home on those days for sure. I can pretend to work and read instead. Um, Most likely they're going to be on Mondays. And the reason for that is because my apartment pool is closed on Mondays. So I can't go to the pool on that day. So true. I'm finding I'm enjoying more genres I don't typically read, like fantasy. Fantasy is great. I appreciate the sprints. It makes me feel happy to have others to discuss books with. Yeah, one of the Discord groups that I'm a part of today, I was talking about how, reading is like a very solitary hobby, like at its base level, like you are interacting with ink and paper. And so it doesn't leave much room for like it being a hobby that also includes fellowship, but like the book community has made it something that turns it into a social activity. And I just think that that is the coolest thing. So I love these sprints too. Not doing summer school this year, so I can't wait for break and summer sprints. Well, hooray for that. All right. We've been chatting a lot tonight, guys. I'm really thankful for everybody that has hopped on and had something to say. Rachel didn't get a chance to read that sprint, got her kiddo to bed. So glad we're doing another one. Yes. Um, let's see. It's 8:40 my time, and I am a teacher, and I do have to get up between 5 and 5:30. Um, why don't we read this time to the 15-minute mark? So it'll be a little bit shorter, but that'll leave us time to kind of discuss and wrap things up at the end. And yeah, so the what did I say? The 15-minute mark this time. And I'll see you then. All right, everybody, that was the last sprint of the night. How did your reading go? I didn't even do the math. Hold on. I got to figure out how many pages I read. I read 25 pages that sprint, but I also started a load of laundry in the dryer. So let me check out and see where we left off. To do, to do, to do. Sarah finished half a soul that sprint and now having some ice cream. If you're still around, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? I love anything that has cookie dough or like chocolate swirl in it. Wendy, what are you reading? I forgot. Are you reading Half a Soul? I couldn't remember. Gracie Ann had to go, read 3% of her book past her bedtime. I understand. I understand. It's getting there for me. And I still wanted to like change the sheets and stuff on my bed. So, hey, April, just got home from choir rehearsal, reading All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. I have yet to read from that author. 18 more pages for Abra. Courtney read another 30 pages. Thanks for sprints tonight. I read about 90 pages tonight, but I'll be reading some more before bed. Yeah, I'll be reading to fall asleep. I had planned to maybe finish this book tonight, but think I think it'll probably be a finish it tomorrow book. Just because it's kind of lengthy for a romance. This has over 400 pages, and I'm almost at page 250. But that means I read 100 pages on sprints, which is not bad. Got to page 50 in Heartless Hunter, loving it, getting into it, having a fudge pop. You always talk about the best desserts, Elle. Oh, that's right, Wendy, the off limits rule. I knew that. Yeah. Sarah Adams just writes really, really cute and sweet romances for sure. No reading, just going through old pics, going to read a bit in your cozy before bed. What a relaxing way to end the day. I do love cookie dough and anything with chocolate and peanut butter. I had the soft blue bunny peanut butter ice cream with peanut butter cups. That sounds very tasty. Made it to page 146 and the Canes won, so all is good. Tara, I'm so happy for you. You are so welcome. I agree. It's always fun to sprint for sure. You're welcome, Lisa, and I'm happy that you're going to finish Anne of Avonlea tonight. And Linda read another 20 pages. Anything chocolate and peanut butter. I wish you guys could try my best friend Brent's desserts because he bakes the best things, and sometimes they're chocolate and peanut buttery. Y'all would die. Y'all would absolutely pass away. Still have to make my lemon bars this weekend. I think I'm going to have to go pick some lemon bars up this weekend. Chocolate and peanut butter is the best. I love chocolate and peanut butter on my oatmeal. Page 100. Thanks for the sprint. It's going to keep reading. You are so, so welcome. Time to book a trip to Mississippi. Look, I would like pay him money to feed all of you his desserts. I was telling Liv on her Patreon sprints last night that he made some chess squares, which are like, do y'all know what chess squares are? Apparently, it's a Southern thing because like nobody had heard of them last night, but they're like a soft, like creamy, almost like pie dessert. But the base of what he made was shortbread with like candied pecans and then chess squares. Oh, like melt in your mouth. So good. Oh, I'm sorry that your day at work wasn't great, but sprints and just hanging out with people is the best. I hope you have a good rest of your night and a great Friday tomorrow, Linda. Mississippi, y'all, is a cool place. Don't write it off. You're so welcome. And we're all going to have to make our lemon dreams come true. 7% of the kiss of deception. Nice. Yeah, it's like a dessert that people will bring to like baby showers, wedding showers, like church fellowship dinners, potlucks. Like everybody in Mississippi loves a chess square. They're so good. I'm saying chess like a chessboard, like chess, but I think that they're also called chess squares. But we call them chess squares because we don't enunciate down here in the South. And that might be why, or it might be because they're squares and they look like squares on a chessboard. I don't know. First thing I think about for Mississippi is a kid spelling it out frontwards and backwards really fast, and I can still do it. Do you know, like, spelling Mississippi, living in Mississippi is not a big thing. It's like one word on the spelling test, and then we move on. I never learned to spell it backwards and forwards really fast. We did do the M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I. That's how we all learned to spell it. But it's a really cool place. We have a lot of like literary history here. Um, and all of our local bookstores are really cool. And we have the Mississippi Book Fest, which is like my favorite event of the year. We're planning a trip to Mississippi next summer with a family. My dad is turning 70, and my parents love that beach town with the casinos. Can't think of it. It is definitely Biloxi. We've got a lot of nice beach towns. Um, I was in a wedding and stayed at the Hard Rock Cafe, Casino, and Hotel in Biloxi. They're really nice. We never learned to sing it. I'm thinking like a person's chest, though it could be more like a treasure chest. We thought we were really cool and we could spell it really fast. I definitely like to go to the book fest. Yeah, I remember you telling me about this. Listen to a podcast about it. Sounds great. It's so fun. And it's always been in August, which is like the hottest month in Mississippi ever. Like I stayed there all day last year and I was so sweaty and disgusting by the time I got home, on top of not having air conditioning in my car. And they moved it to September this year, which it's still going to be hot, but it's not going to be August hot. So, still interested to see what authors they got. Like Lois Lowry was definitely a huge deal last year. And then Clemence Michelin, who wrote The Quiet Tenant, she was there this last year. Um, the author of Pineapple Street was there. I wish we would get more fantasy and romance authors, but it's still like really, really fun. And it's super fun going to all the panels and getting books signed, and like a ton of indie bookstores from all over the state come. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so hot. Like churches stand around like handing out free fans and giving out water, but it's a great time. But I still have a couple chores I need to do before I go to sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Hopefully, I'll get to do some more sprints very soon. If not, I have a ton of friends that are constantly doing sprints on their channels, like Hannah, who was here earlier. My friend Wendy, who's here, does sprint sometimes. Um, but there's always some people who are sprinting if you need it. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and hopefully I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everybody.